Okay, so today's lesson, we're going to start solving one-step equations. And today we're just going to talk about solving them by addition or subtraction. So our two objectives are solving by subtraction, solving by addition. Okay, to solve equations, we're going to use inverse operations. In other words, so I'm going to define for you what an inverse operation is. You're going to do the opposite. The word inverse means the opposite. That's your vocabulary lesson for today. That's true in normal life, not just math. You're going to do the opposite to undo the operation that is already there. So our goal when we're solving equations is to get the variable by itself so that we can find out what the variable equals. Now, I'm going to tell you right up front that some of these problems, some of you are going to be able to do in your head. You're just going to say, oh, I already know what x is. Like for the first one, most of you probably know that if you put a 5 in for x, 5 plus 3 is going to be 8. However, I am going to require you to show your work exactly the way I do it because the problems will get harder and it is pretty much impossible to get them right if you're not showing your work later on down the road. So, this is what it looks like. It doesn't take long to do. We have x plus 3. We need to get rid of that plus 3 so that x is all by itself. Now there's something called the addition property of equality, which means if we add or subtract, so say we have an equation, I'm going to stick my arms out like each side of an equation, and the middle of me is the equals. If I do the same thing to both sides, my equation is still balanced. If I were to subtract 3 from just one side of an equation, that side would be lighter, and it would go up, right? But then if I subtract 3 from the other side, they're still balanced. It's still the same equation. So whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So in order to get rid of this plus 3, I'm just going to subtract a 3 from both sides of the equation. Now I don't have a 3 here anymore because 3 minus 3 is 0. 8 minus 3 is 5. So I get x equals 5. Even if you already know that the answer is 5, I want you to get practice showing your work this way. So make sure you're doing that. X plus 4. 10.
I don't understand this.
We're going to do more examples.
3 minus 3 is 0.
Yeah, I don't understand the work that you're doing, but I can do
Like I have
like just whatever that is.
That's important to bring
5,
up
6,
because it's
11.
important that we do understand the work. So just wait, guys, listen. Sit tight for just a minute till I explain these two, and then if you still have problems, then we'll stop and talk about it, and there are some for you to try. That's why I have more than one example, because most of you aren't going to get it after just one.
Do we have to put like equal, like x equals?
Yes, you must do it exactly like this.
Oh, I see now what you do.
So this one says x plus 4 equals 10. We want to get rid of the plus 4 so that all we have left on the left-hand side is x. Since this says plus 4, the opposite of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 4 from this side. And to keep my equation the same equation, I have to subtract 4 from the other side as well. So I subtract 4 from both sides. On my left side, the 4's went away. 4 minus 4 is 0. So on the left side, I just have an x. I'm going to bring down my equals. 10 minus 4 is 6. So x equals 6. Okay. Next one, I have plus 14. So I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides. That gets rid of the 14 on the left side. I'm left with a. Bring down my equals. 25 minus 14 is 11. Okay, next 3 are 3 for you to try.
Anybody?
Spencer, tell me what to do for this one.
Put 5.
What do you mean, put a 5? What are we going to do? Are we going to add it or subtract it? Subtract. The rest of you need to be quiet. Okay, so we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. What's left on the left side? Well, it's b. b, bring down the equals. What is 17 minus 5? 12. And we can check to see if that works by putting 12 in for B. 12 plus 5 is 17. 12 plus 5 is 17. It's true, so we know we have the right answer. Okay, next one, Ben.
You 6 minus 6,
Mm-hmm.
then 23 minus 6,
Good.
then x equals 17.
X equals 17. Very good. And we can check that. 17 plus 6 should equal 23. Okay, last one. Jenna.
Minus 10.
Okay, from both sides. And we end up with,
X equals 28.
okay, and we can check that. 28 plus 10 is going to equal 38. Okay, some more examples. These I put up here because they look a little different. This one, the x is not first, it's second, but we still have a positive 3 that we have to get rid of. So we're still going to do the same thing. We're going to subtract 3 from both sides, and we're left with x. We bring down the equals. X minus 3, or I'm sorry, 18 minus 3 is 15. And we can check that. 3 plus 15 is 18. Okay, next one has a negative number over here, and sometimes we'll have that. So we're still going to do the same thing. This is a positive 15, so we're going to subtract 15 from both sides. M is going to equal same signs, add and keep, so we have negative 25. When we check that, negative 25 plus 15 equals negative 10. Okay, last one. Same type of thing as the last one. We have a plus 7, so we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. We get G, same signs, add and keep, equals negative 16. Checking that, negative 16 plus 7 equals negative 9. Okay, I'm going to skip the you tries on here to go on to the second objective so that people who understand this can start their homework and get it done. So we'll come back to the you tries for those of you who need to come back to it. Okay, objective 2 is solving two-step equations by addition. So in our first equation, we have x minus 5 equals 8. We need to get rid of a negative 5 this time. So what would the opposite of subtraction be? Hillary? Addition. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. Doing the opposite, we get x equals 13. We can check that. 13 minus 5 does equal 8. So we know we got the right answer. Okay, same thing for this one. We have x minus 4 equals 17. To get rid of a negative 4, I'm going to add 4. So I add 4 to both sides. I get x equals 21. 21 minus 4 is 17. So I know that that's the right answer. On the last one, we have the number first. We have a negative 23 first. It's still a negative 23. To get rid of a negative 23, I add 23 to both sides. Whoops, that sign didn't come out too well. So x equals 113. If I check that, a negative 23 plus 113 does equal 90. Questions? Hillary? Okay. Yes, I do want you to do the you tries for this one. And while you're doing that, I'm going to pass out the homework.
Yeah. Wow.